All right, hello guys. Just want to show you this 2026 Lexus GX550. On this Lexus, we did a full PPF. We installed an 8mm self-healing paint protection film on the whole vehicle, hood, the whole sides, front bumper, headlights. We also included the bottom bumper accent all the way around. Door handles were taken off this vehicle, and we wrapped the whole door without seams, and then we did the door handle separately. Now what this film is going to do is going to protect the vehicle against harsh chemicals, elements. If you get any small scratches, it's going to have self-healing capabilities. One thing you'll notice in a vehicle like this that's dark is that it has no swirls whatsoever. Even after washing, everything is going to minimize the swirls because the film itself has self-healing capabilities. Also, somebody, let's say you're at the store or you're backing up in your garage and somebody sideswipes you, with something small like a shopping cart, is going to protect it against that. You guys know how it is washing a black car. I feel like you wash a black car and as soon as you wash it, you got to clean it again. You got swirls. It's just really hard maintenance. So something like this is going to definitely help this vehicle looking just like new. This film has a 10-year lifespan durability. On the back, I've seen some videos where people talk about, they cut around the emblems and go around it. Now, we leave that totally up to the customer. We've had customers where they'll say, no, I don't want you to remove it. I want you to just do it around it. And we do have a kit that goes around it. You will see a little outline behind it. It's fine. But on this one, we just went ahead and went that extra step, which is not completely necessary, but we did do it. We took off the letters, double side taped them. We make a template where they're going to go. Tape them back on, put them back on the vehicle, and you can't see a seam. So if you're just literally walking by this vehicle, you're not gonna be able to tell that it's covered. Another thing I want to talk about is, I think people get caught up on online with people saying, they wrap around the corners, they take off a panel to do it. All these different ways of installing PPF. Now, I will say if we're doing a vehicle color change, I will definitely take off like all the panels, like let's say headlights. Probably pull the bumper out, pull the fender flares off. But on something like this where it's clear, you can't see where the film ends. It's really tucked in right to those edges. And one benefit I think personally that is beneficial for paint protection film is because I've seen it happen. We've had numerous of customers come back where, hey, somebody sideswiped my bumper and the bumper's fine, but the PPF got scratched. So if we would have done that and took off everything off, wrapped the PPF underneath, that means when they come back, instead of just replacing that piece, we have to take the whole bumper off, the fender flares, just to replace that piece. And there's areas like the fenders that tend to get a lot of rock chips or scratches. For some reason, front ends is the number one area that cars get damaged. Probably because when you're driving, a lot of rocks in the freeway, or just from being at home. People walk always like in the front of the cars. They tend to get scratched more. So imagine taking off that whole fender or pulling off every single time we do a PPF, taking it off just so we could put the PPF. So every time you come, it's going to be really expensive to replace that panel, opposed to the way we did it. I mean, as soon as I don't know if you could get up closer, but you can't see the film. It's clear. We did leave a little bit extra up on these areas where it goes around and tucks in. But right here, there's no point of taking off the bumper just so we could tuck it in. This is right up to this edge. You can't see it or feel it, which is perfect. And if, let's just say this panel does get scratched, all they have to come back, we'll take this off and replace just this panel without having to remove the bumper or the fender. Again, yes, some people like to go that extra step and they say they tuck the film underneath each panel. That could also create problems because the film's 8mm thick, and adding 8 mils on this panel, adding 8 mils in this panel makes it a lot thicker than when you put it back together with the movement of the vehicle. It'll start pinching and curling up right here because there's a lot of film that was not intended to be there. Now you just added 16 mils of film that were not intended to be on this panel right here. Again, going back to the whole part, if this part gets scratched, you can just come back, take this off. We could probably do these in a couple hours, opposed to if we were to take all this off, do the PPF around, and then do the PPF between these, it could add a day or two. So something to keep in mind. Everybody's situation is different. If you got like a super high-end car, you don't want to see that, maybe. But for daily drivers that you're going to see and you're just trying to, protect it, obviously this is a really nice vehicle. You want to just protect it, but at the same time, you don't want to add extra costs that you don't need just to have a PPF that's going to cost you more later on when you remove it. So you got to keep that in mind. This hood is probably one of the hardest hoods that we have done in a long time. We've done, Range Rover hoods, all kinds of hoods are really big. We used about 8 feet of material just to get this front hood done. Not only you see this big old dip right here, how it goes down. It probably goes down maybe about like 6-7 inches, something around 8. So we have to pull the film back this way, because then we have to feed the film in here too, and we have to have enough film to go over this hood. It was pretty challenging, but we got it down. And again, on the hood, for example, we did tuck around it. Why? Because we don't have to take the hood apart. Just lift it and tuck it inside the hood. Imagine taking all this stuff off just to tuck the film in there. Again, if you get into an accident, it defeats the whole purpose of having paint protection, in my opinion. If you're gonna have to spend 2 or 3 days or $1,500 to take off the front bumper just to put the PPF again. I mean, at that point, I don't know. That's too much cost, in my opinion. Like this, you can't see it. It's 8 mils. It's clear, virtually, invisible to when you're standing right here. I can't even see where it ends. But obviously, if you start getting really, really close, you're gonna see where the film ends on these areas. But again, that also has a benefit that it is a paint protection film. It's meant to protect the car. Something happens, you replace that film, not the whole bumper or not the paint. So if you guys got questions, like a quote, hit us up, OC Wraps. You can visit our website at ocwraps.com. Thank you.